Welcome back to the Super Unicorn Dank Meimezu Scrub Lords. Today we are going to be covering the KV-22OP, a rare 5.3 premium Soviet heavy tank that was created during a glorious wet dream of pure Russian bias. This is by far one of the best heavy tanks at 5.3 battle rating. However, this can only be obtained by completing at least 36 of the 40 Operation Summer events, or by spending 10,764 golden eagles on 36 of the events via the in-game shop.
Oh hell no!
And let me tell you, no matter which way you acquire this thing, you will be pleased to know that it's overpowered as fuck. This thing's armor makes Hellcats go Philandeer, since they think that they are so cool, and try and penetrate your side armor with their weak-ass capitalist 76mm guns. As for mobility, the KV-2OP is surprisingly mobile and maneuverable on everything except steep slopes. Its track traverse and turret traverse combined allow you to quickly engage targets, and allow you to piss over people who think you are a normal KV scrub.
Nope.
Now it is still a heavy fucker, but as far as fat bastards go, this is a pretty good tank mobility wise. Which leads me back onto the depleted roll stand glued bent twisted consumed shitted out by Stalin himself and whacked together with a hammer and filled with vodka stalinium armor. This tank has 100mm of armor fucking everywhere, the exceptions being the top armor, the machine gun port on the front, and the 60mm thick plate on the sexy Russian ass this mobile gulag is equipped with. Everywhere else you see here is at least 100mm thick. However, this brings me on to the biggest weak spot of this paint train. That is the gun mantlet, which is a flat 90mm of armor with nothing behind it but crew compartment and the cannon breech. You shoot there, you have a good chance of rendering this tank harmless for at least a few seconds. So if you need to shoot a KV-220 from the front, shoot here. If you are driving the KV-220, do your best to angle that armor, so you can let your 100 mm of pure face-hardened stalinium take enemy shells like the Russian population took the fascist invasion in 1941. And since we are talking survivability here, it should also be mentioned that this tank is equipped with 6 crew members, so not only can you take a penetrating hit most of the time, but it will hardly ever affect your combat ability, unless you take a devastating hit from something like Atticus Maximus, which are the sworn enemies of any and all KV drivers. Which leads me onto the gun. The 85mm F30 cannon is a direct fucking copy of the D5T that you get on the T34OP5. However, this does not mean that it is a bad potato launcher. This gun features only one AP shell, which is the BR365 AMD fascist potato round with 139mm of penetration at 100 meters against flat armor. And at 5.3 battle rating, this explosive spot gun is more than capable of one or two shotting almost anything that it faces. With an NKVD-8 crew you can get the reload down to 7.4 seconds, meaning that you can quickly engage and destroy multiple enemies faster than Stalin's 5-year plan. As for ammunition amounts, I recommend carrying anywhere from 30 to 35 rounds of AP with 2 to 3 explosive Molotov rounds for pesky fascist and capitalist anti-aircraft vehicles. As for modifications, is of no problem, since this is premium tank and you will get all of them for free. When talking crew skills, focus on weapon reloading and leadership, tank driving, field repair, vitality, targeting, and agility for your commander and loader. The reasons for this are simple. This is a classic brawling tank. Your job is to get right in the thick of the combat and take the hits for your team, while handing out Russian bias at a rate similar to the great purges of the non-loyal capitalist spies. Playing this tank is simple. You angle the tank 30 to 45 degrees to the left or the right and charge. If the enemy is dumb enough to shoot at your side armor, they will find that the angling makes it 200 to 300mm of effective thickness. Your frontal armor can also bounce shots, but it's not as strong as your angled side armor, which also makes this vehicle one of the best side scrapers in the game. Just keep in mind that your gun mantlet is the weakest part of your tank, and watch out for vehicles armed with APDS, as they will penetrate your frontal armor with no problems at all. Oftentimes I found myself simply driving into several enemies on accident and laughing as their pitiful guns bounced off my strong side armor. which I then angle even harder and go to work with my rapid fire in 85mm spud launcher. Making sure your crew has a good repair skill and agility skill is essential above all else, since your job is quite literally to soak up damage for your allies and lead the breakthrough of enemy defenses. In other words, you will take damage in this vehicle and you will take a lot of it, especially your tracks. So the better your repair skills are, the longer you will stay in combat and rack up kills. So there you have it, the KV-22OP. Now get out there and earn all the Gopnik awards.